Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we are discussing a topical issue from the late 1400s. Is the Earth flat? Of course, since Christopher Columbus's time, we have discovered some pretty key facts regarding the shape of our Earth and indeed the shape of our universe. Since Columbus's era, man has gone to space a lot. Countless photographs have been taken of the Earth, not least from the International Space Station. So why then are some people out there, not least rapper B.O.B., who still insist that the Earth is flat? Well, stay tuned as we discuss some of the conspiracy theories out there that continue to make this a debated question. So, the world is round. We know that. Everything we know from science and geology tells us so. We can see the Earth is round from space, although is it actually all one big lie? Have any of us watching this video ever actually been to space? Only around 550 people have, so why do we believe such a small fraction of the population? I have to say, while I think it is great to be skeptical, if this is flat Earth theorists' only reason not to believe the overwhelming evidence that the Earth is round, it's kinda ridiculous. I mean, I've never been to Hawaii, but I have no doubt that that exists. According to statistics, over 50% of all Americans have never left the United States, but presumably they don't believe it's the only country in the world. While most of us have not been to space, billions of people have flown in an aeroplane from which the curvature of the Earth is very apparent, although some flat earthers totally deny this. One in particular, Eric Dubé, says that plane riders are lying and often randomly places lines over pictures of landscapes to suggest some kind of proof. Of course, these pictures would look somewhat different if he drew a circle over the fade in blue of space horizon. Like, mate, come on, just because you've drawn a line doesn't mean the Earth is flat. Yep, we have arrived here, another proven element that you don't need to go to space to test. Flat earthers don't believe in gravity. Gravity though. They categorically do not buy the fact that the world is round and that what stops the ocean falling into space is gravity.
Burn those books, they make no sense. We don't believe in science.
But if the Earth is flat, what happens to the oceans? Don't they just kind of spill over the edge? Well, flat earthers believe that the world is a pancake shape with the continents in the middle, surrounded by vast oceans which are held in place by a huge Antarctic wall hundreds of feet high. This apparently stretches thousands of miles. They say nobody has ever scaled this so-called ice wall, which is convenient. So many questions, so little time, but if I had to pick one, I would say, why has nobody ever photographed this huge icy wall? Or, you know, tried to scale it? Also, what about the sun? What about day and night? How does that work? Well, flat earthers believe that the sun is actually much smaller and closer than we think, and instead of the Earth rotating around it, the sun rotates around the Earth with vanishing points, meaning you can't see the sun when it's on the other side of the Earth than you, which, again, so many questions, so little time, but my main point would be to ask, how does this apply to Alaska and Iceland, where during the summer, the sun barely sets, and during the winter, it barely rises? How can this be explained other than by a rotational axis? Also, talk to me about seasons. Again, talk to me about GPS and satellites. How do they work on a flat Earth? And while we're asking questions, let's ask a few more. Why do stones fall to the ground when we drop them? If the Earth is flat, why has nobody ever fallen off? If the Earth is flat, why and how have people sailed ships around it twice over without ever falling off? Why have aeroplanes lapped the Earth? If the Earth is flat, why has nobody ever been able to find the edge or even document it? If NASA has supposedly faked thousands of images of the round Earth, why isn't there even one picture of the edge? Seasons, please do tell me more. And also, why? Why on earth would so many people be pretending that the Earth is round? Putting the science that is mistrusted by flat earthers aside for a second,
We don't believe in science.
what benefit would lying about the shape of the Earth serve? What exactly would it gain? There is one piece of evidence flat earthers constantly refer to, and that is the Bible. They say that the Bible says the Earth is built on some kind of stilt-like pillars. Why? Because Samuel 2:8 says, "The pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world on them." Okay, so let's not bring the is God real debate into this. We have a whole video on that on this channel. But let's just outright say that basing your whole entire belief system on a possibly figurative sentence in a possibly figurative book to which nobody knows the author is 1000 to the power of infinity crazier than trusting provable scientific fact. Yes, being skeptical is important. Sure, you should not believe what you are told without evidence. But when the evidence is overwhelming and the science testable and provable, there comes a point where a question has an answer, and denying it is blindsided and detrimental. So yes, this question has an answer. Is the Earth flat? No, it really isn't. The Earth is round. So that is all we have in this episode of Life's Biggest Questions. Do leave us a comment in the comments section below. For now, I'm Rebecca Felgate. Remember to stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.